So if I walked by you like this, would you know it was me? I asked because I was heading to Aldi's the other day, and as I'm walking in, a friend of mine, of course, everybody's wearing masks, so you can't tell who's who, was walking out at the same time. And so we both kind of stopped and looking at one another because I kind of recognized some parts of his face. I don't know how well he recognized me, and so he's looking at me up and down. Okay, no, that's not the guy, because I've lost a few pounds. But because both of us were wearing masks, it was hard to be able to identify or pinpoint one another. So, are you comfortable with this yet? As much as we're hoping that this will disappear and we can go about our business as normal, I don't think that this is going anywhere anytime soon. Not to be the doom and gloom, but that's kind of the reality. At least this is where we are right now. And as we're trying to resolve or trying to figure out where the answers will come from, so we're kind of here right now. So let's go. Let's deal with this and hang on to your mask for a while. Design a good one. Find a good one and stick with it. N95 and stuff. But how are you doing today? I hope that you're doing well. Whenever you get to watch this, today is Wednesday, and I usually try to record these on either Tuesday or Wednesday. By the time I do all the editing and color correction and all that, sometimes it takes me way longer than I wanted to. And so I hope that this comes out to you today. And if it is today and it's Wednesday, I hope that you will join us for Wednesday night Bible study that starts at 6 o'clock. And we're studying the book of Hebrews. We are in chapter 3, where we are going to try to answer a question that is stated or that we're asking. Can someone lose their salvation? That's the question of today. And we come to that stern warning in chapter 3 of Hebrews. So I hope that you will join and be with us. The one call will go out and you'll have the Zoom information to join with that, whether it's by phone or via video. Would love for you to be part of that. Hey, there's a word from one of our brothers here. So go ahead and take a listen.
Hello, my brothers and sisters. I hear your voice, but I cannot see you. But I am praying for the church. I have 2 empty paintbrushes we need to be focused on. I love you, and God bless you.
Thanks, Brother Genlack. He's one of the guys that I truly admire and respect. He has been working here with Elder Hendricks for a while, just touching up and cleaning and painting the building as we have time now. So we got to figure out what we're doing. And so I want to kind of share with you just a word of encouragement. I was thinking about the first book of the Bible, Genesis, which also means beginning. And so we're looking at Genesis chapter 1, and Genesis chapter 1 start with these words: in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was void, without form, and the Spirit of God hovers over the water. But I want to go back to that word create. In the beginning, God created, God created, God created. So this word is the understanding that we must we must embrace that when God creates, at least in this aspect, it is God creating from nothing. It is what we've come to know as ex nihilo. Which is God saying, I am creating. I'm not putting some things or some elements together that has always been. I am taking what has never existed before and I'm bringing it together. That is creating from nothing. Later on, chapter 1, verse 26, we find God creating or making mankind in his image and his likeness. This is a different creating than we found in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In Genesis chapter 1, God created from nothing, but all the things that he needed to create man was already there, present. And so what did he do? He comes down, gets some mud, take the mud, wet, I don't know how, because we're not told. He made some, take the dust and made some mud and shaped the mud in a particular way, the way he wanted, in his image, the view in which he wanted man to look like. And so he formed that mud clay into a shape. And that wasn't all, because then God would lean in and breathe into men's nostril, and that dust, that dirt, that mud would become a living soul, right? And so God, using what he had made to create something great or greater, right? Because everything he had created prior to creating mankind, he said that was good, that was good, that was good. Every single day as he was doing, as he was creating, after he was done, he said that was good. He got to the last day, sixth day, to say, then after creating man, he said that is very good. That is to give himself a high five, to say, wow, I have outdone myself. I am so pumped, so proud of me. He can boast because he is God. All right. And so, in doing that, so we have these two creating aspects. One, that says that God creates from nothing. Two, that says God create from what he has already created, or made from what he has already created. This was kind of the thinking that I had this morning as I was reflecting. God does it. God, everything that God needs to create or to do what is, what is necessary, has always been existent in him. So when God made the heavens and earth, he didn't ask for advice or counsel elsewhere. We find that God asking the same question of Job: "Where were you when I did all these things?" And so God has the ability, and everything that he needs to create anything is within him. And so his response to our situations, that is why God is not surprised, is never surprised by anything that we can throw or that we can be challenged by. He says, no, I got it. I got the answer, and I got this solution to whatever it is that may be required. So even with the situation that we are facing now, or we've been in for the last 2.5 months, can you believe that? It's been 2.5 months of just isolation. But that's not saying that this is the COVID-19 has only been around for 2.5 months. Anyway, but in the situations that we're in, we're just looking for a sense of normalcy. We want to return. We want a solution. We want the answer. And God says, okay, I got it. All right. Even though we don't have it yet, even though the answer is not in our hands, God is not researching. God is not looking for it. He already has the ability and the answer both within himself to provide. And so in some aspect, I want to challenge us to trust God, but also trust how he works, how God works, and how God is going to provide this solution. The vaccine is through the things that he has already provided. So with our scientists, whether you trust them or not, be very cautious when we are listening to a lot of the conspiracy theories that's out there. And maybe they are true. There are some elements of truth to some of those, but I don't want us to become so jaded by distrust to say, I'm not going to do anything if the solution is there. I mean, you think about the Israelites when they were in the desert. God sent out this fiery serpents who started biting them, and they were dying as a result. And God's, when the man of God goes before them to say, Lord, save us. He said, okay, here's the solution. The very thing that was biting you is the very same thing that I'm going to use to bring about your healing. And so he would take the bronze serpent and raise it up, which is where we find the symbol for pharmacy. Raise it up, put it on the pole, raise it up, and which of course speaks of Christ as well. So raise it up, and whoever looked up to this serpent, this bronze serpent, will be healed. And so God will use what he has created, what he has made, to provide the solutions for what we need. And so I believe that there are some elements being at work even now, even though that we can't see it. God is not, God is not done yet. And so I believe there's something that will come as a result of that. I hope that's an encouragement to you, or at least cause you to scratch your head. I never know how these things will land. Today is Wednesday. If you are available, please, or if you're looking to give, feel free to come by the church around from 3 to 5, and you can drop off your check. and someone will be here to receive that for you. As always, you can give online at stroudsburg.church/give. This is our regular home website that you can go to, and although I have not updated that in a while, that you can go to and be able to give directly from that. The other way that you can give, you can put a check in the mail, and you can go ahead and send your giving to us this way. A couple weeks ago, I mentioned a couple of things that we could use your help with. One, we need to upgrade our technological system here at the church so that we have something portable that we can use. All the system that we are, the way that things have been happening for us, are things that I have on at home that I've been able to use. So we're looking at putting something stable at the church. We need to upgrade or get new computers, get cameras, and all of this stuff. And so we have about a $6,000 goal that we're trying to raise for that to happen, above and beyond your regular giving. If you're able, we'd love for you to give towards that. The second thing that I mentioned that we are also asking for your help in is this COVID-19 fund. Now, we know when, and even in the midst of all of this, everybody's suffering at some level. Some of us are suffering just slightly differently. Our communities we need to partner with our community in response to that. So we are setting up a goal of about $2,500, that if we can get that money raised up, that we can connect with the city of Stroudsburg, the borough of Stroudsburg, perhaps the school, police department, fire department, and hospitals, to see how can we come alongside of you and help. We're thinking of the schools, so how can we come alongside the school system and help? And so to have something like $2,500 that we can use as a mechanism to help and support in partnership with our city, I think that would be truly awesome. So I hope that you can join us tonight, or again, if I finish this and you have it by today, Wednesday, I hope you can join us at 6:00 for our Bible study in the book of Hebrews. Friday, for sure, we are together every Friday at 12:00 for a prayer time, a very lax, free kind of experience, prayer time, where we just all of us kind of share and pray together. But again, we are back together on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. The Zoom room is open at 9:30, so you can jump in and get to say hello. It's a lot of fun, the first half hour as we get together. And today, this weekend, I'll be sharing from John 17, continuing and getting to the latter part of John 17, where Jesus prays for us. Isn't that amazing that Jesus, our Savior, 2,000 plus years ago, was praying for you, right? And so that's pretty cool. So let's think about that. Let's come together and learn a little bit more about that. Lastly, and every week I say this, I continue to challenge you to invite others. Say, hey, come check us out or be with us on Zoom. Right now, people are looking for hope. And so we are the message of the gospel. We're not the hope. We have the hope of the gospel. And so we want to share that with as many people as possible. I'm looking forward to seeing you and being with you this weekend and some parts throughout this week if you are able to join. And so I want to wish you well. Hope that you are safe and you are continuing to experience the goodness of God in your life. God bless you. See you soon.